Bream Mortimer hopped down from his chair. "Well, you've taken a weight off my mind. A mind, I should imagine, scarcely constructed to bear great weights. I'll be going. Haven't had breakfast yet. Too worried to eat breakfast. Relieved now. This is where 3 eggs and a rasher of ham get cut off in their prime. I feel I can rely on you." "You can." "Then I'll say good bye." "Good bye." "I mean really good bye. I'm sailing for England on Saturday on the Atlantic." "Indeed. My son will be your fellow traveller." Bream Mortimer looked somewhat apprehensive. "You won't tell him I was the one who spilled the beans?" "I beg your pardon?" "You won't wise him up that I threw a spanner into the machinery?" "I do not understand you." "You won't tell him that I crabbed his act, gave the thing away, gummed the game?" "I shall not mention your chivalrous intervention." "Chivalrous?" said Bream Mortimer doubtfully. "I don't know that I'd call it absolutely chivalrous. Of course, all's fair in love and war. Well, I'm glad you're going to keep my share in the business under your hat. It might have been awkward meeting him on board." "You are not likely to meet Eustace on board. He is a very indifferent sailor and spends most of his time in his cabin." "That's good. Saves a lot of awkwardness. Well, good bye." "Good bye. When you reach England, remember me to your father." "He won't have forgotten you," said Bream Mortimer confidently. He did not see how it was humanly possible for anyone to forget this woman. She was like a celebrated chewing gum. The taste lingered. Mrs. Hignett was a woman of instant and decisive action. Even while her late visitor was speaking, schemes had begun to form in her mind like bubbles rising to the surface of a rushing river. By the time the door had closed behind Bream Mortimer, she had at her disposal no fewer than 7, all good. It took her but a moment to select the best and simplest. She tiptoed softly to her son's room. Rhythmic snores greeted her listening ears. She opened the door and went noiselessly in. End of Chapter 1. Recording by Tim Bulkley of BigBible.org.